Hey everyone, let me start this vlog by saying I love East Side Sushi, and I particularly enjoyed meeting Diana Elizabeth Torres, Anthony Lucero, the creator and director and writer of East Side Sushi, and the other members of the cast and crew. And I have to say that long before anyone thought of East Side Sushi, I was walking down Grand Avenue and I noticed that Coach Sushi was being set up for something. I didn't know if it was a commercial or whatever, but me being me, who's not afraid to talk to people, I asked, hey, what's going on? And they said, we're filming a movie, East Side Sushi. And I said, oh, can I make a video and help you get the word out? And so I did. That was 2012. So now East Side Sushi is out. It's received a great deal of rightful buzz. The only problem I have is that East Side Sushi, while a movie made in Oakland venues, to me, doesn't feel like an Oakland movie. And by that, it's for this reason. It presents an Oakland that is racially divided in a way that I'm not used to, okay? I'm not used to. I've lived in Oakland since April 8th of 1974. I started Oakland's first blog in 2004. I'm Oakland's first YouTube partner. I have worked in media in some way since 1993. I worked for 3 of the last 5 mayors of Oakland in some capacity, and the current mayor is my god sister, Libby Schaff. So, I got a lot of Oakland in me. The point that I'm making is that, to me, an Oakland film was Fruitvale Station. Because not only was it made in parts of Oakland, not only was it like East Side Sushi, spearheaded by Oaklanders, because it was a story of Oscar Grant and his life up to the point where he was shot by former BART police officer Johannes Messerly, but it was authentic to the relationships that formed Oscar Grant's life in Oakland. His girlfriend, who had his son, was Latina. One of his best friends, seen in the car with him, American-born Chinese. Another good friend of his, white male. Regular associations with whites, black men, Asian, Hispanic, his family's friends. All heavily interracial, all standard practice in Oakland. That's Oakland. I didn't see that in East Side Sushi. Juana, the focus of East Side Sushi, worked as a food cart operator for years until she was robbed at gunpoint. 2 Latino brothers in the film. 3 of the people that bought her food items at the cart were all white. You could see by their hands, no one black. The homeless man that she interacted with in the movie, in East Oakland, quote unquote, was also white, no one black. The only people in the movie who were black were incidental people off walking down the street way back in the distance where you could see them. Or maybe at Osaka restaurant, which was actually Coach Sushi on Grand Avenue, sitting in the dining room, and even you had to look to see if they were there. Blacks had only one speaking role. Now, you would say, am I only complaining because people who are black are not represented? I'm saying, yeah, because Oakland historically has been a black town. But even when Oakland was a black town, it was also more than that, an interracial town. Lionel Wilson, Oakland's first black mayor, had Dorothy, his wife, white. That was never an issue. And that was 1979, folks. 78, technically, when he won the election. So my point is that Oakland has always known a heavily interracial population. I used to be very proud to say that the difference between Oakland and Berkeley was that you go to a restaurant in Oakland and see nothing but folks who are white, Hispanic, or Asian folks, and I'll be the only black guy there. But you never see that in Oakland. Now that's changing. That's changing. And when I mentioned my concern about East Side Sushi and whether or not the director intended to send a message that Oakland was racially divided, Anthony Lucero was flummoxed. And later, Wei Jing Lan, wonderful person, said to me, or gave to me rather, a very honest answer. She said that while her last boyfriend was black, her parents never had black friends as immigrants. She says immigrant parents don't have black friends. In other words, it will paint the picture that someone immigrant isn't black, but you know what I mean? But this is what she honestly said to me at the Grand Lake Theater after the screening. But to me, that taken in its whole is scary, and it adds to the incidents of racial profiling problems we've had in Oakland, and the constant feeling that Oakland is more divided than it has ever been in its post-war history past 1956. Okay? That's not a healthy thing at all. And when I went to the screening for East Side Sushi, the audience was majority white. A smattering of Asians, one or two black folks, including myself. That's telling. Whereas Fruitvale Station, heavily mixed, about, I would say 30% black, because it's a story of Oscar Grant, but also it's an interracial story. So the people involved in it, if you take a look, heavily interracial. I can't say that for East Side Sushi. All you've got to do is look at the IMDb listing. And their actors and actresses, the lead, Diana, she lives down in San Fernando Valley. Okay? I'm not picking at East Side Sushi and saying, oh, this is a bad film. No, it's a great film. Because it tells the story of how Latinas and Latinos as well are pushed to the back of a restaurant. But as I said to someone, I think it was Wei Jing, I said, you know what? In modern life in Oakland, that Latina would have a black boyfriend. You should not have a problem and expect to see and demand to see interracial pairings today. Where you don't see them in media, talk about them. Because we still have a problem in this society. When Cheerios launched its commercial featuring biracial girl talking to her white mother, black father was sleeping on the couch, there was an uproar. And Cheerios said, forget it, we're going to keep running it. But that's real life. And what happened, the reason why it was an uproar is because even though real life is interracial, media continues to present, some media continues to present life as if races are divided. And so we think races are more divided than they really are. That is dangerous. And you must become race aware. It's not racist to point it out. It's racist not to. It's racist to attack someone for being racially conscious. You want to count racial heads all the time. Make sure everyone is represented. That's the sweet spot of Oakland. That's the soul of Oakland. But when I see a movie like East Side Sushi, I feel like some of the soul of Oakland's taken away.